सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी। वैज्ञानिकता विनय सभ्यता स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी, स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी। देशभक्ति में तेजस्वी हो फिर समाज यह सारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
महावीर गोविंद शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे। परंपरा की पुण्य चेतना उर में हम सब धारे, उर में हम सब धारे। बाल हृदय में उसे जगाकर जगे देश यह सारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
सारी दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागो सारी दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ। बंधु भाव समता ममता से सबको गले लगाओ, सबको गले लगाओ। चलो विवेकानंद मार्ग पर शुभ संदेश हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा। भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
आदरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरम्।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुरः पाणिर्मधुरः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
तरणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीथी मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपी मधुरा लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपा मधुरा गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारी बरनउँ रघुवर विमल जसु जो दायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन वरन विराज सुवेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिवे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिवे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीनी बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई सहस वदन तुम्हारो जस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हारो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेली मुख माही जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज संभारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता सवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान साई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो 7 बार पाठ कर कोई, छूट ही बंदी महा सुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, कीजय नाथ हृदय महडेरा, कीजय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुरभूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय।
सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा। ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा, फिर से जीते देश हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी, युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी, युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी। वैज्ञानिकता विनय सब सभ्यता स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी, स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी। देशभक्ति में तेजस्वी हो फिर समाज यह सारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
महावीर गोविंद शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे,
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
महावीर गोविंद शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे, परंपरा की पुण्य चेतना उर में हम सब धारे, उर में हम सब धारे। बाल हृदय में उसे जगाकर जगे देश यह सारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागो सारी दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ,
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागो सारी दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ, बंधु भाव समता ममता से सबको गले लगाओ, सबको गले लगाओ। चलो विवेकानंद मार्ग पर शुभ संदेश हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, 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 गीता परिवार हमारा।
Jai Shri Krishna to one and all. On behalf of Geeta Parivar, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome all the devotees of Lord Krishna for the interpretation session of the 18th chapter. So, let's begin with the prayer. It is said that a prayer can move mountains. It increases faith and brings us closer to God. For the opening prayer, we have with us Jayashri Khasne ji from Hyderabad. She is with Geeta Parivar since December 21. She has memorized 12 chapters of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā and is serving as a trainer in level 1, level 2 and level 3. Jai Shri Krishna Didi.
जय श्री कृष्ण दीदी, जय श्री कृष्ण सभी से। वसुदेव वसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं, कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। जय श्री कृष्ण।
Thank you, Didi. for the melodious prayer. Let us all light the spiritual lamp of love, knowledge, and wisdom to make this evening a blessed one. For this lamp lighting, I would like to call Anil Kumar Pillai ji from Maharashtra. He is with Geeta Parivar since May 2021 and is serving as a trainer in level 3. Anil Kumar ji.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः वरदां शारदां नुमः.
Thank you, Bhaiya, for the beautiful deep ritual. Yes, now the most awaited part of this evening. We are all desperate to dive in the deep and divine knowledge of the 18th chapter. And to enlighten us, we are fortunate to have with us respected Shraddha Raodeo Didi. Didi is a key figure of Geeta Parivar. She's an IT professional and a senior trainer in Geeta Parivar. She leads our monitoring team and plays vital role in various other departments. She is a person of distinct vision, a fountainhead of illuminating ideas, an idol of knowledge and experience. And of course, she is an inspiration for all of us. I humbly request Didi to please begin this session. Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Didi. Beautiful prayer, beautiful deep prajwalan. And Jai Shri Krishna, Shri Shri Didi, you yourself are an epitome of a karma yogi. You very nicely, you all work voluntarily in all departments. So we all are together in this. Beautiful. It's really nice working in Geeta Parivar with such dedicated volunteers. A very warm welcome to the session, everybody. Let us pray to Shri Krishna and take seat blessings of Param Pujya Swamiji before we begin with our today's journey. Jai Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Hare Paramatmane Pranatah Kleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavatam Narayanina Swayam Vyasena Krathitam Purana Muninam Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitaamritavarshini Bhagavati Ashtadashaധ്യായിനി Amba Tvamanusangadhami Bhagavad-gīte Bhavatveshini. Om Shri Gurave Namah, Shri Krishnaya Namah. A very warm welcome to the session, all of you again. and with grace of Shri Krishna and immense blessings of Param Pujya Swami Govindadev Giriji Maharaj, we all are here assembling to begin a new interpretation journey in the 18th chapter of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. Most of you have started this enlightening journey about a year back and have completed a lot of milestones, beautiful milestones, enlightening 17 chapters you all have completed and gone through these life transforming principles, life supporting principles as well, and have reached this. We are at the onset of the 18th chapter. As we just saw this, heard this prayer, Vyasena Kratitha Purana Muninam. This entire ancient knowledge has been summed up and beautifully placed in one small book, Bhagavad Gita, by Shri Krishna for us. What Shri Krishna told was a discourse. Shri Krishna and Arjun, you know, Arjun was delusioned, blinded by delusion, and Shri Krishna is guiding him through to the path of liberation by following his swakarma, swadharma. And in this journey, he has told so much knowledge, not for only for Arjun, but for the benefit of all of us. But how has it reached us? Shri Krishna, when he told the entire Bhagavad Gita, he has not started Atha Prathamodhyaya, Atha Dvitiyodhyaya. He has started this conversation normally. But who has done this entire compartmentalization of this knowledge? It is Bhagavan Vedavyas. He has compartmentalized, he has made these sections, he has made these various chapters for us. We are eternally grateful to Bhagavan Vedavyas, who has made it easy for us to comprehend this entire knowledge. Otherwise, it would have been so tough for us to understand everything at one go. So, Vyasena Gratita, we just heard few minutes back. Vyasena Gratita, Bhagavan Vedavyas has compartmentalized, and we are obliged to him that we get to hear this Amrit nectar of Bhagavad Gita. Arjun getting to hear Bhagavad Gita is a blessing of Shri Krishna, and we getting to hear Bhagavad Gita is a blessing of Bhagavan Vedavyas. What we have with us is a small booklet, a small grantha of 700 verses. It is one of the most favorite book of the greatest souls on this earth. We know it is the most written about, most talked about, most followed grantha in the entire world. And the small book has a remarkable capacity to solve all our big as well as small problems. And we have seen all these three theories through our journey of 17 chapters. We have seen in Karma Yoga how Shri Krishna has explained the way we should be performing all our actions, all our duties, followed by Atma Sanyam Yoga, Jnana Vijnana Yoga, Vibhuti Yoga, trying to see the presence of God everywhere around us. Such is the beauty of Bhagavad Gita. And then the Vishwarupa Darshan, the visuals of whatever we have seen so far, we have heard so far, was given in the 11th chapter. And then that followed by Bhakti Yoga, understanding the principles, the perspective of devotees, the characteristics of great devotees, Gunatit, etc. we saw in the further chapters. And now we stand at the onset of the 18th chapter. To look at it from a perspective of yoga, each chapter has a distinct name. From looking at from theory perspective, there is almost no new theory in this chapter. No new theory has been introduced in this 18th chapter. Whatever has been discussed in the 17 chapters so far has been summed up. The entire saransh, entire summary has been put up together for us. Though there is no new theory that has been introduced, still this chapter is a gateway to the ultimate liberation, hence the name Moksha Sannyasa. So it is going to take us to this ultimate liberation by understanding the basic principles all over again in a better way and where we'll go through the important topics discussed so far. Now, what has been the trigger for this chapter? Most of you are level 4 students. You already know that Bhagavad Gita has all the knowledge that Shri Krishna wanted to give has been completed by the 15th chapter. Then 16th, 17th chapter came as the Parishishta, what you say, appendix for the knowledge given till the 15th chapter. And the 18th chapter has been started with a question from Arjun. Now, Arjun has listened to the entire theory and kept one this question to be asked. He was at the end, I think Shri Krishna, the moment Shri Krishna stopped, he remembered an old question. And with that question, he compelled Shri Krishna to go back to the 3rd chapter, to the theories that have been discussed in the 3rd chapter. And he has asked a very beautiful, very basic and very critical question to Shri Krishna. And that has compelled Shri Krishna to go through the entire conversation all over again. This is a tricky question, and Shri Krishna also is graceful for Arjun. He has also utilized this question, utilized this as an opportunity to give a quick view of all the important perception. Jnaneshwar Maharaj says this adhyaya is like a kalash of Bhagavad Gita. And he has also called this as an Ekadhyayi Geeta. Now see, most of us, we find it difficult to go through all 18 chapters. Sometimes sitting and doing entire parayana is not possible. If you wish to go through all the concepts at one go, if there is nothing that you can read about Bhagavad Gita, at least read this one chapter. Those who are only interested in going through the principles, at least go through this 18th chapter. See, one small thing I'll tell you. When we are trying to catch a train. Imagine you are going to catch a train and you are late. You reach the platform and you see the train is running. It has already started. You've reached late. You start running behind that train and try to catch. Now your Dappa AC coach is in the front. You have not been. There's no way you can run so fast and reach that first coach. But at least running as fast as you can go get hold of that last dabba and sit in that dabba, isn't it? You can get the last coach and at least ensure that the journey is done. Whatever is your destination, you will reach the destination even if you manage to get that last, manage to catch that last bogie of the train that is heading towards your destination. So similar is this 18th chapter. If you have not been able to understand, if you have not been able to go through the principles, if there is any way you're not in a position to read all 17 chapters, at least catch this last bogie of the 18th chapter and head towards the destination that we all have set about 1 year back and head on this divine journey. So let us begin. So see, this question is around a person's work. And whatever we do, there is no point of time when we are not working. The entire confusion that Arjun has is about his karma, about his work, about his duties. He has, at the point when we were in the beginning of the first chapter, we have seen how was Arjun perceiving his karma to be. He was seeing it as a destructive, dangerous and a violent karma, which was which was going to be responsible for deaths of so many people. He was blinded by the detachment and he was thoroughly confused. And he has explained, Shri Krishna has in the beginning explained, see, Sankhya Yoga, in that also he has explained Karma Yoga. And then obviously Jnana Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. While explaining the Karma Yoga to Arjun, Shri Krishna has extensively used two terms. One is sannyas and another is tyaga. These two terms, these two words have been very extensively used by Shri Krishna. And these two, from the looks of it, also look very similar. Sannyas, everything you have seen sannyasis, they are renouncing everything, leaving everything and getting detached and what they are doing ultimately, they are doing the tyag, they're giving up everything and heading for their destiny. In that case, what is the difference between sannyas and tyag? So immediately when Bhagwan stopped for a moment after the 17th chapter, Arjun grabbed this opportunity and posted a question which took back Shri Krishna to the 3rd chapter. Arjuna Uvacha, he asked, Sannyasasya mahabaho tattvamichhami veditum Tyagasya charashikesha prathakeshinishudana. Shri Krishna is being asked, Sannyasasya mahabaho tattvamichhami veditum Tyagasya charashikesha prathakeshinishudana. Before we get into the question, see the beauty of Arjun's language. Beautiful 3 adjectives he has used for Shri Krishna. Mahabahu, the one with strong arms. Rishikesha. Rishikesha means the one who is having full control of his senses. Rishik means senses, and Isha is the Lord of all the senses, the one who has a complete control over all his senses. Rishikesha. Keshini Shudana, the one who has destroyed demon with the name Keshi. This is a story from Bhagavad, where we have seen Shri Krishna has destroyed a demon called Keshini, and that is the reason he has got this name from that time, Keshini Shudana, the one who has destroyed this demon. Why these 3 adjectives? Because Shri Krishna is God. Arjun knows he is very capable. By addressing him with these adjectives, he has reaffirmed, he has shown his confidence. I'm very confident you are the only one who has the capacity to explain me these concepts. 2 tough concepts which I'm trying to understand you, because you are a Mahabahu. See, it is not an easy thing to give up anything. You are a Mahabahu, Rishikesha. You need a control of all the senses. And Keshini Shudana, just like how you have destroyed that demon, the Andhakar, the darkness that you have, that I have within me, that you are capable of destroying that darkness. So beautifully he has used appropriate adjectives for Shri Krishna and asked, Aham sannyasasya tyagasya cha tattva prathak veditum ichchami. Sannyasasya, what is sannyas? Now what we see, sannyas, the one that we people with limited knowledge know, wearing orange clothes and leaving their houses. No, that is not just sannyas. Tyagasya. So I want to know what is the difference. Tattvam, by principle, I want to know. Not just the difference. Okay, this is the difference. See, we see, if you look at, suppose, gold ornaments everybody wears. The ladies, they wear gold ornaments. From the looks of it, this is gold. But if you take that golden ornament to a jeweler, just by looking at it, by doing some basic rubbing practices, they will understand, is it a real gold? How many carats? 21 carat to 24 carat? They will understand by principle, by basic, by tattva, what is the difference. If you just, from looks of everything, anything that shines is gold for us. People with, again, limited knowledge. Everything that shines, everything that shimmers is gold. But a person who knows it by principle, by tattva, will understand the real difference. So Arjun wants to know everything by principle, by tattva, by basic. He wants to understand what the difference between these 2 important concepts, tyaga and sannyasa. We understand there's one thing, gross difference between the 2 terms, and another, precise difference between the 2 terms. Arjun is trying to seek the precise difference between the 2 terms. And in response to this Arjun's curiosity, Shri Krishna has offered 4 views, which are also derived from some different thinkers. 4 important critical views Shri Krishna has described in the next 2 chapters. Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā Kamyanam karmananyasam sanyasam kavayo viduhu sarva karma phalat tyagam prahustyagam vichakshanaham. What is Shri Krishna telling here? Shri Krishna has not directly not given his opinion on the topic. So sometimes, when we also discuss some very critical thing, how will you start answering, replying? See, what I have heard, this is also correct. This is also something I have heard. But in my opinion, this is what it should be done. This is a common practice of answering, discussing critical questions. Similar thing Shri Krishna is doing here. Shri Krishna has not told his own opinion here. Here he is telling, giving the opinion by whom? By great thinkers. He has used two important words here, Kavayoho and Vichakshanaha. Kavi means scholars. Vichakshana, whoever very precise view of everything, who are great thinkers, are Vichakshana. So he has put forward in front of us views by whom? Kavayoho and Vichakshana. He has used these two words to describe whom? The scholars, the philosophers, the great thinkers. Both the words mean approximately the same. Scholars are great thinkers. What these Kavis and Vichakshana are saying, what do they think? Some people are of the opinion that Kamyanam Karmana Nyasam. What is the meaning of word Nyasa? Nyasa means giving up. Sannyasa, giving up for a good cause. So Kamyanam Karmana Nyasam. Kamyanam Karma. We should give up on, see, karma means all our actions, all that we do, all our tasks that we do, we know it is karma. We have to understand this term karma by tattva. We also have to make an effort. Arjun has worked so hard for us. We also have to make an effort to understand this one term, karma. There are basically, 5 broad classification of karma. What is the, based on when the karma is done, what is the intent behind the karma? There are these classifications are done. First is the nitya karma. What is nitya karma? The one which is expected to be done every day, like sandhya, puja, not the bath and all that. Oh, that is a different category. It is avashyak naisargik karma. See, I'm going to use certain Hindi, Sanskrit terms here, which are very easy to understand. And because we are Geeta learners, we should also try to understand this. Nitya means something that has to be done on a regular basis. Okay, daily, regular basis we have to do. What? Sandhya, puja, reading good books. All this is our nitya karma. We have to do regularly. Then there is naimittik karma. Naimittik is derived from the word nimitta. Nimitta means what? Occasion or an event or a cause. Nimitta matra bhavasa visachin. So a cause, just a reason. Now naimittik karma will happen when there is a particular reason. So we all are living lives. All of a sudden something or the other happens. Like somebody has fallen ill in our family. Some emergency has come. Or children's birthday. That is also a nimitta. Let's talk about some happy things, not just falling sick and death and all that. Birthday. All of a sudden you are in middle of your office work, sandhya, puja, everything we are doing also. One day is a birthday, you will leave everything, but you have to celebrate the birthday. Without that, you cannot nowadays survive without celebrating birthdays of your children. Or even more things like in between, if some important tasks come, this is naimittik karma. This is going to happen. In Navratri, many people do puja at home. This is because of the event. In a year, there will be certain causes that will be happening. There will be certain events where you will these tasks you will be doing for that particular day, for that particular event, for that particular cause. So that kind of karma is understood as naimittik karma, done during certain events. Then the one that we are talking about, very important. Please try to understand kamya karma. What is kamya karma? Kamya is derived from the word kama, which means desire. Anything that is provoked by desire, anything done out of desire, out of fruit, out of will for the fruit is kamya karma. Here what they are saying, kamyanam karmananyasam. So what they are telling, we have to discard these type of karma from our lives. This is not what Shri Krishna is telling. Remember, Kavayoho are telling, the Vichakshana, the scholars, he's not come to his own opinion yet. He's telling, in opinion of these scholars, these kind of karma, we have to discard. Kamya karma, we have to, and this is the third category. For the sake of completion of the topic, let us also look at the other two types of karma. Another one is Prayashchit karma. Very important. A huge amount of scripture is also present about Prayashchit karma. Every task that we do, we are, we might end up doing some mistakes, they might be committed by us. And when during these, committing these tasks, if any mistake is done, if any error is committed, in an effort to rectify or repair that effort, in order to seek forgiveness, whatever task is done, a prayashchit karma, something of repent in order is a repent. What we do is a prayashchit karma. That is a separate topic, not meant to be discussed here. And the last category, avashyak naisargik karma. You will say, Didi, whole day we'll keep doing this. When will we do our eating, sleeping, studying? All these normal naisargik karma. That is all avashyak naisargik karma. Naisargik means natural. Naturally, because you are born in a human form, there is some set of activities which you'll do. That will be the naisargik karma. These are the 5 classifications of karma. And we have to focus for this particular shloka on the kamya karma, the one which are inspired by what? Desire, by wishes. So what some thinkers believe that we should just give up on this kamya karma. Why? Because any work done with some desire behind it is going to create more desires, more commotion, more emotions, and more mess, and we'll be stuck in that web of conflicts. So best don't do any kamya karma, but do the other karma. Okay, so it is not meaning that kuch bhi mat karo, don't do anything, just sit idle. No, because you cannot sit idle. Even when you're sitting idle, you are doing the task of sitting. Even when you're sleeping, you're doing the task of sleeping, isn't it? So what Sri Krishna is telling, that some thinkers are of the opinion that we should discard this kamya karma, which is inspired by desires. And there is another school of thoughts which tells what? Sarva karma phalatyagam prahustyagam vichakshanaha. Sarva karma phalatyagam. What we should do? We should let go all the fruits of all the karma. So suppose we do something, we let go the result. It is a season of exams, isn't it? Lot of us are worried about our kids' exams, some or the other exams coming March, April, May. Lot of exams are happening. Academic exams I'm talking about. The life exams is a perpetual thing. The academic exams. So we'll be what? See, I give the exam, then not even worry about the result. So that's what they are telling. Do the karma and forget about what is it that you are getting in return for that karma. We give donations and various charitable organizations and then keep worrying, have they utilized your paisa kha liya, what did they do? All that worry we should not do. Sarva karma phalatyagam. Once you have given it, once you have done the task, do not worry about it result. So you give up on the result. Now to look at it from again, microscopic view. Can we actually give up on the results? Is that really possible? I have done some work. I am bound to experience the result. If you say I'll write the exam and not to get the result only, is that possible? What is the use? No, you'll get the result. What we have to actually give up is the attachment for that result. Now, do not think about the exam. That is a very minute example. For example, take a seed. If you put it in the soil and imagine that this plant will not come up. That is not going to happen. It is going to come. The seed is going to grow into a sapling and a tree is going to come. So we cannot escape from what the fruits of whatever tasks we are doing. Period. That is true. What we should escape from the attachment to that result. So by the meaning sarva karma phala tyagam, that doesn't mean you disown or give up on the result or not accept the result, but do not leave the attachment, be detached from the result of the karma. So if the plant is growing, I should not think, oh, this should be only for me, only my name should be inscribed on the tree. No, not all that is not required. Once you have done, we have to be detached with whatever is the result. Happily, we have to just look at it from a very indifferent perspective. So we have to understand that sarva karma phala tyagam, this phrase literally doesn't mean giving up on the result, but giving up on the desire or attachment. We have to understand this very nicely. Then there is one more small thing. See, corollaries, students of maths will understand. Every time, there will be one small corollary to whatever is being said. When we say give up on the attachment, don't just give up on the attachment by mouth, by words, but from the heart, from the mind. So in the puja, we all do know, sometimes mere ghar mein shanti bani rahe, may peace come to my family, may for everything we will do puja, and then in the end of the puja, what Panditji will do, he give water in the hands and Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. In the classes also we'll say Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Okay, but when we are actually doing that, when we are actually taking that sankalpa, are we just saying it? Are we really giving up the fruits of that puja? In the mind, it is still, now that I have done this Satyanarayan puja, may the peace come to my family. But you're saying Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. But in the mind, still that thought is there that may the peace come. So, though by actions, by mouth, by actions, we are showing that we are getting detached, but from the heart, from within, we are not. So this detachment should be from a root level, from the conscious, from the deep conscious, we should be detached from the karma phalat. Okay. Further, he gives a view of other thinkers. What does Shri Krishna tell? What are the other thinkers thinking? Ajando shavadit karma prahur manishanaham yajnadana tapah karma natyajamiti chapare. So the first two views we have seen. First one was kamyanam karmananyasan. We have to give up what? The kamya karma, the tasks which are done with some desire, with some motive behind it. And second is we have to, these are the two views of thinkers. We have still not come to Shri Krishna's opinion. The third opinion that he says is given by Manishanaha. Again here he says, now Manishanaha, the wise people, the intelligent, the thinkers, scholars, they are telling what? They say that karma prahur manishanaha. He says this entire botheration, some people, some thinkers are of the opinion of what opinion? That entire karma itself is doshavat. What is the meaning of the word doshavat? Full of corruption, pollution, all that is the root cause of all problem. Tyajan, though, because the root, the main nature of karma itself is, to create problems. That is their opinion. The main nature of karma itself is doshavat. What is the meaning? That why do you think they are thinking like that? Doshavat iti karma tyajam. Doshavat iti karma means, because see, every task that we do, around that one task, there will be numerous other tasks that will come. Simple task of cooking. Simple. As a lady in the house, I will always think first about cooking. There are 100 other things, getting the vegetables, all other things. There is so much that goes behind that one particular meal also. Now, behind that one act, there are many more tendencies. This person likes that, another person has a different choice. So there is a complication of likes and dislikes coming. What should I cook? This person doesn't like, that person doesn't like. Then you end up making something that one person in the family doesn't like. And then comes raga. And then dvesha. Mama, you cook only what he likes and not cooking for what I like. That kind of klesha will also start follow. So that one small act, this is a very small example that I have taken. But if you look at it from a broader perspective, those who go to offices, one karma that you're doing your job in office, you're doing that one karma, but there are so many other tendencies that get involved, so many other complications that get involved, so many other people get involved, people with a different kind of gunas, and the entire mess, it is just increasing. And then again, raga, dvesh, anger, hatred, likes, dislikes, emotions, everything, this web keeps on increasing. Why? Because of the one karma that you are trying to do. So the basic nature of karma itself is to create commotion, is what this school of thoughts believes. So what we should do, whatever this karma, it itself is doshavat, we should just discard that. We should just, again, Shri Krishna is not saying this. He is told, what manishana prahur manishana. The great thinkers, some thinkers tell this also. So karma by default, they say, is defective. Karma leads to desire. From desire, it leads to more karma, and then more sat karma, dush karma, then come again, take a birth to get. Now, not only we don't come to, this earth again, we don't take a janma again, only to get the effects of our dush karma, even the sat karma. So lot of good karma also, if we do, we have to enjoy that also and come in this world. So whether it is sat karma or dush karma, everything, it is a vicious cycle. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janane jathare shenam. We have heard this, huh? Iha sansare bahudustare. This is a vicious circle, very big web it is there. And again with the karma, we will be stuck in this. So just renounce it. So the school of thought says there is a defect in karma itself. And it has the capacity, this karma has the capacity to create more defects. So you better abandon this karma itself. This is the opinion of some learned people. However, there is another fourth school. Again, till now, Shri Krishna has not given his own opinion. This is the third school. And the fourth school says, Yajnadana karma natyajamiti chapare. Even though some people say that we should abandon the karma, these three important tasks, three important things. What? Yajna, sacrifice, dana, charity, and tapa, austerity. These three things one should not abandon at any cost. Some great learned people also say that yajna dana tapa karma natyajam. You should not discard, you should not renounce, you should not avoid at any cost. So this is the fourth opinion. There's some people of this opinion, because though some people say all the karma should be abandoned, there is a big school of thought that say these three karma are why they should not be discarded, because they are all uplifting tasks. They we have come for upliftment only. We have taken this birth in human form for upliftment. These should never be given up. Now, we have already seen what Yajna, Dana, Tapa is in detail in previous 17 chapters. So Shri Krishna has said these are the four school of thoughts. Kamyanang karmanang tyajam. Kamyanang karmana we have to discard. Then sarva karma phala tyagan. Then tyajan doshavadityeke. Karma prahur manishina. Discard the karma itself. And the fourth one, no matter what you discard, don't discard these three things. And now Shri Krishna, after discussing the opinions of other people, is taking us to his own opinion, which is what? Nishchayam shrunume tatra. Though all this is what is being said, Arjun, listen to my decisive, my firm opinion. Nishchayam shunu me tatra tyage bharata sattama tyago hi purusha vyaghra trividha samprakirtitaha. What he's saying, Arjun, and now here also see the beauty of their relationship. Shri Krishna is also addressing Arjun with such beautiful adjectives. Bharata Sattama, the best among the Bharatvanshis. Hey, you are the best among Bharatvanshis, Arjun, you listen to me. And Purusha Vyagra, the best among all the men. This is the beauty of their relationship. The best of the adjectives Shri Krishna is also using for Arjuna. They are a beautiful Guru Shishya pair. They respect each other. They love each other so much. They are having a relationship of friendship as well as Guru Shishya. Beautiful relationship we see between Shri Krishna and Arjun always. And Shri Krishna says, now listen, hey Bharata Sattama, why you are the best among Bharatavanshis. You are the best among all the men, and hence you have the capacity to understand my firm opinion that I am about to tell you. Nishchayam shunu me tatra, listen to my opinion. Between and about what? Between Tyag and Sannyas, Shri Krishna is going to first talk about Tyaga. Tyag. Nishchayam shunu me tatra tyage bharata sattama. First I'm going to tell you about Tyag. Listen about Tyag. Tyago hi purusha vyagra trividhas samprakirtitaha. Tyag is also of how many types? Trividhas, 3 types. Whenever this 3 comes now, by now you should know what are the 3 types. Sattvic Tyaga, Rajasi Tyaga, the Tamasi Tyaga. We will come to it later. So in this verse, Shri Krishna is telling that my firm opinion is that Tyag is also of 3 types. First, when I'm saying Tyag, what does it mean? Tyag means renunciation or giving up. Giving up on something, giving up certain things is called Tyaga. Mostly we'll be using this word originally. Okay, Tyag, renunciation, relinquishing. Tyag is also of 3 types. Now, this Tyag or renunciation that we are doing is also ranked, into categories. So, if the Tyag that we do is of a superior category, say Tyag is a very important thing. Renunciation, giving up certain things is a very important thing to achieve what? Our ultimate destination. And that is also ranked. It also has some categories. The renunciation, for us to get the best benefits of what we are going to give up, we should do that of superior quality. See, it should not be just, for example, see what will you bear more weightage? We have some unused old clothes in our house. You go give away these unused old clothes and see, oh, such a big Tyag I did, I gave away my old clothes. But anyways, not using them. Another one, but at some point of time, you may actually give up something that was useful to you, but you gave it up for somebody who needed it more than you. Isn't there a difference between the weightage that would be given to these 2 different types of renunciations, different types of giving up? So, we have to understand that there are different categories of Tyag, and Arjun is being told that you have to understand before you give this Tyag. What is Arjun doing here? He is willing to give up his own swadharma, willing to give up his own karma. Why? Because he's blinded by attachment. So that is also Tyag. You will say it's so easy for him to just leave everything, go to the jungles and do penance. But that kind of Tyag, is it of the superior quality? No, because the motive is what? Attachment. So before you do that Tyag, Shri Krishna insists that Arjun must understand. Let me tell you what are the different categories of Tyag. What is the best type of Tyag which will lead you to what? Liberation ultimately. So to get, one should understand what is to be given up, then when to give up, and then only we can reap the pious fruits of what? The renunciation, of the giving up that we are doing. So Shri Krishna says, Arjun, understand the three types of tyag properly, and he further elaborates his point. Yajna dana tapah karma natyajam karyameva tat yajñodanantapashchaiva pavanani manishinam. Yajñadanatapah karma natyajam karyameva tat. The fourth view that we heard from some scholars that Shri Krishna mentioned in the third shlok, that Yajna Dana Tapa Karma, at no cost you should not give up these three activities. Shri Krishna says, I completely agree with it. I completely support this point that has been pointed out, that Yajna Dana Tapa Karma Natyaj. At any cost one should not give up on these three things. Yajñodanantapashchaiva pavanani manisharam. These three categories of karma, these three tasks, these three very vital actions. Yajna. See, yajna is not just the one which we do at the time of puja, fire. Every karma doing it as if it is yajna. It's a collective responsibility. We do together. We are at Geeta Parivar. All volunteers have taken it upon them to spread the message of Bhagavad Gita through the entire world. This is a big motive, and each one of them is doing their part, giving their ahuti, doing their part in this big yajna, this karma yajna. Now, whatever we within our capacity, we should try to do. That is also yajna. This has been elaborately discussed in third chapter, fourth chapter by Shri Krishna. So this is important. Dana. What type of dan? In the 17th chapter, we have seen what is the best type of dan, sattvic dan. What is Rajasi dan? Dan that is done only to show off that I am so that paper that's donating to a temple so that the bench has the name donated by so and so. No, not that kind of dan. So dan also has to be of a superior quality. The bhav should be correct. That yajna that you are doing is of superior quality. Dan that is being done elaborately, Shri Krishna has discussed in the 17th chapter. What type of dan we should do, what type of tak that we should do. These are very essential actions to be done. Why? Pavanani manishanan, this yajno danantapashchaiva pavanani manishanam. The wise people, they say this is very important. Why? Because these are the actions by which one will purify themselves. To purify, to cleanse our body, what we'll do every day, take a bath, brush your teeth, everything we'll do, we keep ourselves clean externally, physically. For our consciousness to be clear, what we should do, we have to cleanse our karma. We have to cleanse the actions. Cleaning our actions, cleaning our conscience can be done by the means of these three important actions, yajna, dana and tapa. So, what wise people say, Shri Krishna also supports this view that these three should be performed. Etanyapitu karmani sangantya phalani cha kartavyani me partha nishchitam matamuttamam. Now gradually he's telling his firm opinion. Etanyapitu karmani, these three karma and anya karma also. Etan apitu, other karma also. All the tasks, how they should be done. Sangantyatva phalani cha kartavyani me partha nishchitam matamuttamam. We have to understand this. Why? Because this is a nishchit opinion. Nishchit means firm, very important opinion from Shri Krishna. What Shri Krishna says, there is not even an iota of doubt, not a fraction of doubt that we cannot give up on these three actions. Yajna, sacrifice, charity, and performing austerity, we cannot give up. There is absolutely no doubt about it. Now, we all are sitting in our homes, living in this world and listening to Vivek trying to understand Bhagavad Gita. Why? What are we ultimately striving for? It is the same Paramananda Sthiti. Which Sthiti? What the people in Himalayas, what the sages in Himalaya are getting, the same level, that same situation, that same peace we all wish to achieve. In this chaos, how? The same state that they get, they're absolute bliss. Sometimes we all feel, no, sab chhod chhad ke chale jao, especially in the house. Sometimes, oh, that cooking example I gave, when everybody starts shouting their favorite, aisa waisa, you feel I just want to leave everything and go. That state comes for many of us. Ultimately, why? Because we all want to achieve that absolute bliss which our sadhus and sages are getting. We all want to reach there. We all want to get liberated from what this vicious circle, isn't it? We all wish that peace. Shri Krishna says, now we can't do that, okay? None of us can leave for Himalayas immediately, leaving everything. It's not possible, not practical, and should not be done either. So what Shri Krishna says, you want to achieve that liberation? Good, we can achieve it very easily. How? You don't even need to renounce your family. You don't need to give up on your family. You don't need to do anything. You can do that by what? Keep doing your work also. Even while doing your daily duties, even while doing your daily activities, we can achieve that. Sounds so interesting. How can we achieve that? Shri Krishna says, keep doing your work. These three important actions, do them. Apart from that, do other actions also. But when you do each and every action, just remember two things. We have to give up two things. What? Attachment to the task, attachment to the karma that you are doing. And what? Sangan. Sanga means attachment. Sangan tyaktva. Leave that, give up on what? Give up on that attachment to the task. And phala nicha. Two things tyaktva. What we have to do? Two things we have to give up. Sangha and phala. You have to give up on the attachment to the task, and you also have to give up on the fruit or the result of that karma. Technically, nobody can escape from the result of the karma, result of the actions that we are doing. We have seen that we cannot escape from the result of the actions. So we have to be relieved from what? The expectations of that we have from the result. I am doing this, whatever I say, everybody else should like. Whatever I am suggesting, everybody should understand. That kind of expectation that we have from the result, that should be given up. So listen carefully. One important thing here. We discussed that, karma, from some perspective, sometimes we feel it is causing all the trouble. Now, look at a different person. Look at the other side of the coin. Karma is actually sorting out things also. It straightens out our trouble if we remember these two things that Shri Krishna has told. What? Sangan tyaktva phalani cha. If we remember these two things, karma actually will end up sorting out all the mess for us. All our actions are actually going to sort out things. How? What is the root of all this trouble? Let us see how this is working. The root of the trouble is we are attached to the result, and that is what is complicating the matters for us. For example, parents bring up their children. When my child becomes big, the child will take care of me. So we have done what? We have attached some result to the action of even bringing up the children. How? Some children here nowadays, so much exam fear, in the fear for exam, in the fear anticipation of the result, they are committing suicides and all. So much attachment to the result that they forget how valuable their own life is. That severe attachment to the results. Where is this life heading to? We have to understand. Severe exam fear now in this season, we see with children getting nervous with the exam fear. So the problem is not the karma, not the action, but the attachment that we have towards the result of what action we are doing. So while we have to detach ourselves from our karma, we should also understand that doing the karma properly is in our hands. When we are bringing up our children, irrespective of what they are going to, how they are going to treat me when I grow up, when I grow old, our job as parents is to give them the best possible education, best possible facilities, best possible knowledge, and most importantly, best possible samskar. That is the job of a parent. As a parent, what are you giving your child? That is only in our hands. What is going to come back to us? Don't keep any expectations to us. As a student, as a child, as a seeker, doing best possible action. What is the best possible manner in which I can study a subject? When I'm going to head for the exam next month, what is the best possible way in which I can utilize my time? What is the best way to invest in all the subjects? We have to figure out. Do the best, give the best effort. Don't worry what will be the result. Then don't keep though in the fear of that expectation of the result, we are messing up with our actions, and then that mess of actions is really leading to what? A web of conflicts and web of problems. So action should be done with best of quality and with detachment. And you will say it's easy. Shri Krishna ko kya hai? Bolna easy. Shri Bhagwan ka kya sar hai? He will easily say that. How should we do it? We should be detached, but how? It's not that easy. For people like us, it is going to be very easy. For that, we should be away from two things. Swamiji says, Kartritva and Bhoktritva. Kartritva, the feeling of doership. I am the one who is doing everything. Bhoktritva, I am the consumer, I am the one who is getting all the results of all the actions. So we have to be away from these two things. How can we be away? Who is there anything in this nature who is away from this action of doership, who doesn't think that I'm done? For this we have to see a tree full of fruits. How it is? It is full of fruits and it doesn't taste its own fruits. It doesn't bother. What is its job? Grow, nourish yourselves, grow, and give beautiful fruits. For what? The betterment of the society. For what? Nourishing the society, nourishing other creatures. It is giving all the beautiful fruits. And once that season of fruits is over, all the fruits are given away. What is happening? It is again getting ready for its next season of fruits. It is again getting ready for its next action. It will not wait. This year I've had so many fruits. This year lot of fruits has been given. Next year whether I give fruits or not doesn't matter. No, it is nourishing itself again and getting ready for the next action. That is how our perception should be towards the action, towards all our actions. Now this is so difficult to achieve. Don't know whether we can achieve this now, whether we can achieve it in this birth or next birth, or how many births we will need to achieve this. But Param Pujya Swamiji says, there is no bigger theory than this. There is no bigger doctrine than this. Okay, you will feel it is easier said than done. But let us try to figure out how we can achieve that. See, the main root cause is what? That emotion that I have done this task. I have done the charity. I have done so and so task. I have brought up my children. I have studied so much. This is strongly embedded in our minds. We are very tightly holding on to this emotion that we are the karta. We are very tightly holding out to that doer, the feeling of being the doer of the job. Okay, we should try to embed which thought amongst us that I have not done this job. I am not the doer. But with our limited intellect, it is not easy for us to develop this feeling. All of a sudden, it is not easy for us to develop this feeling. What should we do about it? For that, we have to implant another thought that whatever I am doing, is being done on the orders of what some other more deserving qualified person. Whatever I'm doing according to my dharma. Whatever I'm doing as per the instructions of my Gurudev. Whatever is being done, I'm doing under the margadarshan of our superiors, of our qualified people, of more learned people. Whatever has been told by my scriptures, I'm doing everything under the instructions of the ones who have the rights to give those instructions. I'm doing everything for Shri Krishna. I'm doing everything under the guidance of Bhagwan. So once you say that I'm doing it for somebody, on behalf of somebody, that feeling of being a doer vanishes. For instance, now we have seen in the jails and all, you will see there is a person, hangman, the jallad, hangman. What does he do? He is executing. So anybody who's got the death sentence, he's going to execute that person. So basically, he's just killing that person, doing a murder. Somebody goes on the road and does a murder. It is murder. It is eligible to get. He's eligible to get punishment. But when a hangman, a jallad, an executioner is doing it in the jail, he is doing it on the order of the Chief Justice of India. So then he is not, obviously he is not entitled to the punishment, isn't it? The executioner, the hangman, is not entitled to the punishment because he is doing it on the order of the Chief Justice. So he gets, free from that dosh, from the pollution, from that problem about arises the doership. Similarly, if we start believing that all the work that I am doing is in accordance with our Shastra, in accordance with our scriptures, as instructed by our Guru, as guided by our Dharma, we become independent from the feeling of doership. And if I am not the doer, if I am not the one who is doing these actions, then how can I reap the results? How can I be affected with the effect of the karma? How can I expect the results to come? If so, what we have to do, we have to implant these thoughts amongst ourselves, and then do all the actions. Etanyapitu karmani sangantyatva phalani cha. Sangantaktva phalani cha kartavyani iti me partha nishchitam matamuttamam. Hey Arjun, this is my firm opinion. And after this, Shri Krishna is going to elaborate about sannyas. And the topic of sannyas that Shri Krishna tells is not the one that we are usually seeing, renouncing the family and giving up on the family, but in context of what we have seen in the 17th chapter, 3 types of ahar, three types of food, 3 types of tapa, 3 types of charity. Similarly, 3 types of sannyas, tamasic sannyas and rajasic sannyas and sattvic sannyas. We are getting slightly late, but I'll just take a 5 minutes more and we'll just look at one more shlok. Niyatasya tu sannyasa karmano nopapadyate mohatasya parityagastamasa parikirtitaha. What Shri Krishna is saying? Niyatasya tu sannyasa. Now we have seen there are 5 categories of karma. If that one of the karma was niyata karma. Niyata karma is what? Our obligatory duties. Obligatory duties. If a person is a teacher, he is expected to teach. If a person is a soldier, he is expected to protect the country. If a person is an advocate, he is expected to protect his clients, and so on and so forth. That is our obligatory duty. Niyatasya tu sannyasa karmano nopapadyate. Now, renunciating, giving up on your obligatory duties is not justified under any circumstances. And at the same time, mohatasya parityagas. Mohatasya parityagaha means giving up on the duties because of what? Because of moha. because of attachment, because of being very attached, because of delusion. Moha is also related to Agnya, to also lack of knowledge. Because of attachment, because of lack of knowledge, if somebody is giving up on their duties, what is that kind of sannyas called? Tamasah parikirtitaha. It is a tamasic sannyas. Before COVID, how people used to go to office, such a huge struggle. Morning 6 o'clock, get up, complete your job, and actively, proactively, everybody was going for their duties. What happened? COVID came, and then people became so lazy. Out of laziness, now what they do? 2 weeks, 2 days in a week, 3 days in a week. So our whole entire activeness is gone down. We are more attached to what? Resting. More attached to resting. That kind, out of attachment to that feeling of comfort, whatever tyag is done, it is not at all beneficial. And that kind of sannyas, that kind of tyag, of that kind of renunciation, that kind of giving up of your karmas is definitely not going to help anybody. It is going to lead you to what? Downfall. Sometimes due to fear of effort, due to fear of what? This is tough, for me. If you do, the physical effort is very challenging. In that case, we don't do some work. What is that called? Shri Krishna tells in the next verse, Dukkhamityeva yat karma kaya klesha vayatyajet sakratva raja santyagan naiva tyaga phalallavet. What Shri Krishna is saying, Dukkhamityeva yat karma kaya klesha bhayatyajit. Because this karma is going to give me some pain. It is going to give, pain to my body. It is going to be a little more tasking, more challenging for my body. That is why I am not doing it. We see this so many times. Our olden days, our ancestors used to do such elaborate puja, yajna, everything at home. Nowadays, what we'll tell Panditji, yajna hai, how they think, thoda jaldi, do it a little fast. Because when that smoke comes, we can't sit in smoke for a very long time. Because of that, we cut down on our religious pious activities. And that kind of tyaga of karma, that kind of renunciation, that kind of giving up of karma is what? Naiva tyaga phalallave. That kind of tyaga, that kind of giving up of actions is what? Rajasi tyaga. So what Shri Krishna says here, this also is not going to give any proper fruits. What kind of tyag is the best tyag that Shri Krishna is trying to explain, Arjun? Karyamityeva yat karma niyatang kriyate Arjuna sangam tyaktva phalaim chaiva satyagas satviko mataha. Most important, worth understanding, very importantly, we have to understand this satvik tyag. If you want to understand the definition of what is the best, what is the tyag, what is the renunciation that is actually going to lead me to liberation, we have to understand this satvik tyag. Karyamityeva yat karma, the task that has to be done. And it has to be done. A word, whenever it is being used, we have to become cautious. It has to be done. Karyamityeva yat karma niyatang kriyate Arjuna. This is obligatory. It has to be performed. And it should be sangam tyaktva. Means sangha, I told you, it is attachment. By abandoning all the attachment, sangam tyaktva phalaim chaiva satyaga satviko mataha. That is the satvik tyag. We see nowadays some bridges are being created everywhere, but they are not being inaugurated. Why? Because the credit is not yet given. So only at the time of elections, when the minister has time, during the time of elections, he'll come and inaugurate, so that the credit of making that bridge goes to that minister, and he is able to harness the benefits of all the actions that he has done. He is attached. He is not been able to do this Sangam Tyaktva Phalayam Chaiva. So he is not, ready to renounce on that. That kind of tyag is not Satvik tyag. This is a very important concept. We will try to understand it with greater depth in the next session. And after understanding the Satvik tyag, we'll also try to understand the important characteristics of who is a Satvik Tyagi, the person who is able to do this renunciation, who is able to give up on all the important tyag, who is able to do this. What are the characteristics? How will we recognize? And once we understand the characteristics, that is where we are going to try to reach. So all that great knowledge we'll try to understand in the next session. With all this, I offer this entire Vivechan, all my words at the feet of Param Puja Swami Govindagiri Dev Giriji Maharaj and at the feet of Lord Shri Krishna. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu Om Tat Sat. I'm extremely sorry, some little extra time I have taken, but the topics were a little elaborate and I also got carried away with certain things. Shamasva. Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you, Didi, for enlightening us and throwing light on the different types of karmas and detachment. I request, if you have any questions, please raise your hands. Yes, Manohar ji, please ask your question. Please unmute yourself.
Namaskar.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Report Shlokas, Krishna has described about this Satvik, Rajas, Tamas, three different type of tyagas. Can we have some practical examples of this? Because reading or understanding something from
Definitely.
Geeta.
See, without understanding the practical example, yes, definitely. So out of the, time, this thing, I cut down a little bit, but we'll definitely again revisit this in the next session also, because unless and until we understand these Satvik, Rajasi, Tamasi, Tyag, unless and we understand this basic concept, we'll not understand the further things. So, Rajasi Tyag, Tamasi Tyag is the one that I told you, which is out of moha, which is out of what? Attachment to certain things. So, see, as a mother, if I want to, it's my duty, my obligatory niyata karma is to cook for my family. Now, I am attached to my mobile. I have attachment for the mobile. I have attachment towards the movies and serials that I don't have. I'm not saying that, but because I'm attached and because I want to see that, I don't cook the food for my family. What has happened? I have given up on the obligatory duty of cooking for what? For my attachment to something else. For my, this is not what most of you are doing. Everybody is a responsible person here, but this is an example. So this kind of tyag, it is a tamasic tyag because of my attachment, moha tasya. Because of the attachment of this is a tamasic tyag of karma. Then rajasi tyag. Rajasi tyag, what we saw, because of the klesh. Why? Now see, I think Swamiji also tells, we see temples, our Indian temples all over the world. Our ancestors, how much walking. See, I remember my grandparents, my father and even my mother used to tell, they used to walk 10 kilometers to reach their colleges. So tell our kids, tell us, forget the kids, tell us how. No, just 2 kilometers. Nowadays, just across the main road, the shop will be there. What they will do? Take the vehicle, take a U-turn, park in front of the shop, and then even that road crossing effort, people don't want to do. That is why out of, they want to avoid that klesha to the body, that pain to the body, that should not happen. This is Rajasi tyag. So, it is not out of any attachment, right? So it is not tamasi, but it is due to what? Due to fear of, pain that is going to happen to my body. That is rajasi tyag. And satvik tyag is something we are doing it. We are not, attached to the fruits of anything. Sangan tyaktva. The tyag is not of the karma, but it is the tyag of what? Sangha, attachment to the result. That tyag is sattvic tyag. So much more details. We'll go into the details of each term in this shloka. But sattvic tyag, what we have to give up? The two things that I told you. Sangha and phala we have to give up. That is the sattvic tyag. This is the broad classification of tyag with little bit examples.
Okay, thank you.
Dr. Jaya Pai ji.
Display picture ko naman. इनके display picture को naman.
I'm very sorry, Didi. I'm putting Guruji's picture because I'm.
No, you should never be sorry to put Guruji's picture because.
Yeah, I went on selecting the background. Nothing. Then at the end, I settled peacefully with Guruji.
Always.
Always see him in front of
me. When you see him, it will. उनकी सूक्ष्म उपस्थिति को नमन.
Yeah.
So we get a feeling of him being here. He's always.
I'm very sorry. My face is not seen. So don't think I have not switched on video. I have switched on.
That's okay. Ji.
See, my question is, it may be silly because I don't know Sanskrit. See, tamas we feel is not so superior, but it is ending this seventh shloka. Mohat tasya parityagas tamasah parikirtitah. Parikirti, why it's called?
It is famously known as tamasic tyag. It is known as. Okay.
Acha,
it is not like it is. It is known as. It is not kirti as see word kirti. We only understand in the terms of good fame. It is prachalit. It is also known as tamasic tyag. That is okay.
Known as.
Because Sanskrit is such a rich language. Just one word of. It is being called. In English, we'll always say called, named, known. We'll have thousands of words in Sanskrit. So,
Sanskrit, one letter switched away, it means a different thing. It's very precise.
Beautiful language.
Thank you very much, Didi.
Thank you.
So, because of my difficulty, we all had darshan of Guruji. I've been telling everybody who can help me with tech, but no one helped. So, I had to bring Guruji.
Yeah. Jai Shri Krishna.
If anybody else has any questions, please. I don't find any very easy.
I think we can move ahead. I don't see any hand raises, so we can move ahead. Thank you so much, everybody, for the patient listening.
Can we conclude the session?
Yes. We can go ahead for the Pratna. And then Hanuman Chalisa. In the meantime, also, if anybody gets a question in mind, you can definitely raise hands. We are here. Till the time meeting is, you can raise hand, no problem. Jai Shri Krishna, we can have the prayer.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Shraddha Didi, for the motivational session and the excellent examples of the flute laden with trees. And we definitely will try to be detached and do our obligatory duties sincerely. Thank you once again, and we are desperately waiting for the next coming session. I thank the technical team on behalf of Geeta Parivar for making this session a great success. And thanks a lot to all the Geeta lovers present here. And it's now time for the prayer. For the ending prayer, we have with us Padma Sridharji from Bangalore. She has joined Geeta Parivar since August 22, and she's serving as a GC and as a tech. Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
Ram Didi, Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Yogesham Satchidanandau Vasudevau Rajapriyau Dharma Samstapakau Virang Krishnau Vande Jagadgurum Shri Krishnau Vande Jagadgurum. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. Beautiful.
Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you for the beautiful prayer. And please be with us for the Hanuman Chalisa. And let's enjoy the chanting of the Hanuman Chalisa together.
Shri Guru Charana Saroja Raja निज मन मुकुर सुधारी बरनऊ रघुवर विमल जसु जोदायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूता तुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन वरन विराज सुवेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीनी बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सहस वदन तुमरो जस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हारो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माही जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज संभारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता सवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महा सुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरण मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुरभूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय।
Jai Shri Ram. Hanuman Chalisa fills up with great aura, a lot of energy. Everybody can add one count in their Ram Pratishtha app on their mobiles. All people in the meeting, they can add one count in the Ram Pratishtha app. I hope everybody has downloaded it.